Martian has hopped on.
What's up, guys? My name is Max Leal. I'm from Southern California. 27 years old. Been doing this for quite a while now. I like to build cars. I have a 2001 Lexus IS300. Currently has a 1JZ in it. It's a nice, cool little car. I built it a short amount of time. Took a while just collecting parts over builds, and now I have one chassis and now I can throw them all together. So that's where we're at now. What got me into cars was, it all started kind of in high school. I was a freshman. I had just met some of my long-term homies at like Marcos, and then we were just walking home from school one day, and one of our friends drove by in his S13 with a Sylvia front end conversion, and I was kind of like, "Yo, what the hell is that?" And he told me about it. Then after that, I kind of started getting into it. Looked into I found Sylvia, and I made an account. I think this was like 2008, 2009. And then one of our buddies had actually just picked up a Type R swap Civic EK, and we drove that shit everywhere, canyon runs, having fun in that thing, man. Like a lot of what I'm into kind of came in from experiences with my friends, just driving around. At the time, I wasn't driving or anything like that. It was more of me sitting in the seat, in the passenger seat, in the back seat, driving around with them. But yeah, that's basically it right there. That was like the catalyst to kind of get me going, was my buddy, just driving by in that S13. And I was like, damn, that shit's tight, man. It's awesome. So after that, I just, fell into it. My first build, I wouldn't say it was a build. It was more of a learning experience and just, messing around, driving and having fun, hanging out. It was a S13 coupe. It had a single cam, welded diff, 5-speed, plain lowering springs, Tokiko blue, or was it yellows or blues? Can't recall. It's been a long time. Anyway, that was the first car that I learned how to drive stick in. This was in like 2009, 2010, transition to 2010. I learned how to drive stick in that thing. I learned how to, how to kick it out in a turn. I curbed that thing a couple times. I crashed in a canyon with that thing, and it was a good experience, good learning experience. Right after that, I had gotten I sold it off to buy an S13 hatch. I kept going back and forth between coupes and hatches like my whole time I had S13s and 240s. That was like, I don't know what was up with me. I don't know, it was just something I did. It's kind of a young, stupid thing I kept doing, back and forth with coupes and hatches. But anyway, so it was a S13 SR hatch, and that was my first SR, turbo car. That thing was awesome, super fun. That's when I got the real feel for like a turbo and wanting to go fast and really wanting to do more than just like a simple thing. I didn't really build that one either. It was just kind of messing around with it, exterior, just small things. Ended up selling it for another coupe, and that happened for a long time. Yeah, coupe hatch. So IS300s came along because I had a S13 hatch. I had just finally, moved out on my own, had my own place. Me and my girlfriend, we were enjoying everything, you know, having money and being able to do whatever we wanted. And then I had a kid. So I decided to part out the car. It was an RB25 S13 hatch. It was pretty much done, just, you know, needed paint. I decided to part it out. A friend of mine had a IS300 2002 5-speed with a few mods already, so it was, you know, I felt like it was going to be a good transition, going from a 2-door coupe, you know, or 2-door hatch to a 4-door sedan that I could still mess around in. I could take my kid anywhere, you know. I felt it was going to be a small, you know, quick little build, nothing crazy, you know, nothing exaggerated, just real simple, just to have fun in and enjoy and cruise around, you know. That all, like, I guess kind of kept going with this whole coupe hatch thing instead of a sedan wagon, but I only did it twice, you know. I ended up going trading the sedan that I had initially got for a 5-speed silver wagon IS300. I ended up keeping that thing for quite a long time, and I 1J swapped it. I built up the suspension. I did all kinds of stuff to that thing. That was something I'd call a build. It was definitely a good time with that car. I was able to go drifting with it and take my kid around, go cruising. We went up north. We went up to San Francisco in that thing, no problem. And yeah, man, I mean, the IS300 just came for that reason, just because I, you know, had my kid and I wanted to be able to enjoy the things that I do, that I like, and also bring her along with me because, you know, that's something I'd like to share with my daughter in hopes that maybe she, you know, will progress into something like that, you know, mechanical engineering or something like that would be great for her, you know, but it's all up to her in the end of the day. But I felt like I could influence that a little bit, yeah. Currently with this IS300, it's a 2001. It's a sedan. It came like basically like a fully loaded model. It's not a sport design or any of that, but it had all the, you know, the works. I got it with some, you know, basic coilovers and stock body kit. That's when I had it. My girl was driving it around, but I took it all apart. I stripped everything of previous, you know, things. It's completely new, everything. So as a 1JZ, that's completely resealed everything. The only thing I didn't touch was the head gasket because I didn't, you know, feel like opening up the engine and, you know, open up a can of worms or anything like that. So decided to leave that all stock. I did the upgraded turbo from Drift Motion. You know, ported and polished the whole turbo, and we also did I did an external wastegate, so I welded shut the internal gate and I welded in on the stock manifold tile 38mm MVS wastegate, and I have that dumping straight down. You know, I wanted it to be quiet but loud at the same time, where when I get on it, it'll, you know, scream. Apart from that, I just have a 3-inch, you know, core intercooler. Just that, you know, regular piping that, you know, would typically fit on the stock manifold, stock turbo outlet. It's still the W55 transmission with an Action 6-puck clutch and Supra flywheel. It's all being held together with excessive solid mounts, transmission and engine. So the drivetrain is all solid. I had a theory that, you know, that way I can maximize power. I wouldn't lose anything in vibration or side-to-side flop. Apart from that, as far as the engine goes, I have a Future Fab elbow, and then a custom 3-inch exhaust that I got done by my friend Derek, Iron Lizard Fabrication, which came out really good. We mated it to my Tanabe Hyper Medallion exhaust. And we made a V-band so I could swap off to a straight pipe when I hit the track, and while I'm going on street driving, or, you know, I'll do the Tanabe Hyper Medallion. Apart from that, I just did a coil inflow upgrade. I had a cheap eBay core, came with the car, so I used it for, you know, as long as I could, but I figured that that was something that was limiting my car's cooling performance. So I decided to go with the Koyo. It's a really well-built unit. I'll tell you this, it takes a long time to bleed this thing. It takes a long time to fill it up. It has a lot of room for coolant. Apart from that, suspension-wise, I have Stance GR Pros 1814K, Hotchkiss sway bars all around, figs and links. I have extended lower control arms by Rival Auto, the Rival Auto knuckle. I also have SPC upper ball joints and Super Pro bushings. Like basically on everything I have Super Pro bushings that are stock arms. I swapped everything out to Super Pro bushings. The rear knuckle has the figs spherical ends, so the rear knuckle is solid now. And I have some battle version arms in the back to toe and traction rods. I don't believe in having to modify everything to adjustable, because unless you're really gonna have a straight track car that you're gonna need all these adjustments, I'd rather keep it simple as possible. That's why I only did bushings. I did adjustable bushings too, so that way if I did want to adjust anything, any fine tuning, I could do it. But I just wanted the ease of, if I bent something at the track and I have stock arms with me, I could literally push them out at the track, push them into the new arm and throw it back on, and it should be good. Now as far as, if you had full suspension, TBM, whatever, unless you have $500, $600 arms extra with you, you're out of luck. So that's a lot of the reasoning behind the going with the Super Pro bushings and stock arms for the most part, throughout the chassis. As far as the subframe and all the mounts, all the mounts are solid bushings. I didn't want any slop in the drivetrain or from subframe to chassis. I wanted all the flex to be in the suspension links. That way I felt that that'd be able to predict the car a lot easier and, adjust the suspension a lot easier as well, without having, that extra flex. So I have, I still need to buy the under bracing for the chassis, so it's all stock at the moment. I just threw in a 3.7 manual LSD. I had a 4.1 LSD, but I had a problem with one of the stud bushings. Kind of was bent a little bit, so it was leaking from there, and then it took a crap on me, so had to replace that. So as far as exterior goes, I have a full Elixir kit that includes the front bumper, the side skirts, and the rear lip. The rear lip is actually from the wagon model. It was modified by Richard Rabe to fit the USDM sedan rear bumper. I did that for a little bit of uniqueness, and I also did it just because I already had the lip from my wagon at the time. So apart from that, I have the Elixir hood as well, so that would complete the entire kit. I have BN front fenders, Ascari Garage rear fenders, and Ganador LED side mirrors, Airwalker grille. I have a Yugo roof wing and a rear L-Tune trunk wing that's a replica. Apart from that, that really complete the exterior of that. That's about it really. Oh, and then my wheels, I have XC7s, work XC7s. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 38 in the front with a 3mm spacer. I'm running 255/35 front tires, and in the rear I have 18 9.5 plus 12 no spacers, and I'm running 275/35s in the rear. My suspension is like at -4 in the front, -5, I can't remember, and the rear is 0. 0 camber in the back. As far as the exterior goes, that's about it. I had the hood also painted by Richard Rabe. He did ghost flames on it, and you can still see the carbon through it, so I thought that was really cool. But that was something I really wanted to do with that hood. The car was painted by Russ Ward Auto Body in Anaheim, California. It's painted in Chevy Super Black, and yeah, that's about it for the exterior, man. I have IS350 brakes with IS350 rotors in the front. Yeah, man, I mean, that's really about all. I probably have more mods, but off the top of my head, that's about it for the exterior and the suspension, engine work. So the interior is like my pride and joy. This is the holy grail for me, like everything that pulls everything together, just because the interior for me is like the biggest thing to a car you could do. It's where you're sitting. It's everything about the car, in my opinion. It shows your commitment to a build when it comes to interior. So I have Modellista panels, I have Modellista rear seats, Modellista gauge cluster, and I mean, that's really about it, Modellista. And then I have the Recaros that match the Modellista material. That's like the tip of the iceberg for me when it came down to my interior. That was the best thing that I could have done to the car, was getting these Recaros. I also have stacked gauges. They're boost, oil pressure, and water temp. I plan on getting a lambda or a wideband AFR gauge. I'll do that later down the road. It's still running on stock ECU. I don't think I have a real need for it, since I wouldn't really be able to use any compensation. But that basically does it for the interior and you know, for the entire car, I guess. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few mods, but you know, those are things that are just sitting there, you know, in the car and taking a beating. Yeah. As for the car, what I have planned is to drift it, and also I want to do some road racing and time attack. This also is one of the reasons why I set up the car the way it is so that I can take it to either one that I want. Obviously, I'd have to change a few things and adjust a few things, but I wanted it to be very, very versatile. I wanted it to be able to do everything. And I'm a big canyon running person. I love canyon running. It's not the most legal or safest thing to do, but you know what? It's something that's fun. Obviously, you got to take your steps to be safe about it, and you obviously got to know that you got risks. You know, every time I do go, I push myself as far as I can go, and I try to learn as much as I can. Saying that though, I'm not going to be reckless about my skills. I'm not going to be reckless about the road. If there's a lot of people, that's not something you'd be wanting to do. Then if you're going to go canyon running, you're probably going to want to go do that like at 2 in the morning. But don't take my word for it. You do it at your own risk, you know. So I plan on going drifting. I wanted to take the car out this year, but seeing as it's almost over and I still got a few things to do to it, my first event that I'm trying to do is Showdown. It's Showdown 2. It's going to be in Arizona. It's AJ Gillett's event, and I'm hoping to make that. I'm really looking forward to that. Muscleman Honda circuit. That track looks really cool, man. It looks super awesome, so really looking forward to that. That'll be a nice little road trip. I'll take my family, we'll do a little vacation time going there. It's my birthday month. It's the weekend before my birthday, so it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna party and have a good time. I'm trying to enjoy that. And as far as any advice, for anybody, trying to get into cars or anything like that, just do what you want. Don't, create something. You don't necessarily have to copy people. You don't need to, ask everybody what they're doing. Just going with the trend. Do what you like. There's obviously been a lot of trends of any sort of style for any car. I know guys with TCs. I know guys with Camrys, whatever. They're all modding them, and don't let anybody judge you for whatever you want to do. Just do it, enjoy it. But the one thing I will tell you is do it as good as you can do it. Do it as legit as you can do it. Don't do any shortcuts. It's not worth it. In the end, you're gonna end up redoing it. You're gonna do it twice. You're gonna spend more money. And I tell you this from experience. This build that I've done now is the most straight line, legit build that I've done. And I'm still not happy with it a little bit. I've grown from the person that I used to be. I didn't care back then. I could throw something together and make it look cool, and I was satisfied. And as long as I could, slide it around or have fun with it. But now things have changed where I understand that, it's not only for my safety, it's for everyone else's on the road. That you want to do things as legit as possible. And again, just do what you like. Create something. You know, if you want to be different, do it, but do it right. You know, don't do some half crap things. You know, make things right. You know, but you know, to each their own. So just enjoy what you do and enjoy it. Drive it. You know, if you want to park it, that's cool, but drive it. Have fun with your friends, man. Go out. You know, do late night meets. Do all that. That's all part of it, man. It's all fun. You know, when you get older and you have kids, you know, you start getting limited. So enjoy everything you can do, every opportunity you have, take it. And then always do your best, always, 100%. Never, ever sell yourself short. Because in the end, it's you. It's not me, it's not this guy, it's you. So whatever you do is how people are gonna perceive you. So make sure you do what you can to, you know, do your best.
Martian has hopped on.